Afternoon viewers, that's us, we're getting set to go for a run up the Rhine. We'll go up the German side from here in there to Waldshut via Bad Sacking and Laufenburg. We'll cross the Rhine to Waldshut and head across the border into Switzerland, into Koblenz, down the other side to Laufenburg, Switzerland, Stein, and back across the border and the Rhine Bridge in Bad Sacking and back into Germany. It's about a 50-mile run, but we'll be hugging the Rhine the whole way. Just eyeing my bike up and just checking. We're on 400 and what we say? Can we see that on there or not? The sun's on it. Yeah, there we go. 412 miles we've done. So 600 is for the first service. Give it a clean next week before we're expecting snow next week, so we'll not be riding next week. It's just dust from my dust cover. It's obviously full of dust, never mind keeping it. There's just a little bit of muck on the roads and it soon gets clattered up. I've got a hose down like. Good looking bike though. Right viewers, so we're going to head up the Rhine as I said, on the German side. I'll go through all the villages rather than taking the bypass that I took the other night coming home from work. We'll cross the border at Waldshut into Switzerland and come back down the Rhine on the Swiss side from Koblenz back to Bad Sacking. It's about a 50-mile round trip. I did this ride last night, or yesterday evening, with my eldest daughter on the back. I tell you, the bike handles brilliant with two on. But unfortunately, the bloody camera battery went dead, so I'll do it again. So we're going through the town centre here. That's a lovely morning, though. Well, I mind on and stop at the bank on the way back. Get War Young'un's pocket money for them. Little Simpson moped there. I have to say I like the design of it. I know everything's closed, yeah, because I kind of, well, actually it's not, everything's open here, even Corona time. Merkel opened the shops and that the other week, even hairdressers. But I was going to say, on a Sunday, even though it's Easter Sunday, everything is closed. You know, back home in England, the shops are open on a Sunday. Something to do here, there's absolutely bugger all to do. Petrol 156. So now we're heading out of town. So one of my viewers have not long just read her comment, Joe. He's saying, tell us more about your roots. So she's not on about Kunta Kinte and his roots, she's on about my riding roots, I guess. So now we're heading down to the Rhine. Oh, a bit of a wind this morning. Place on the left here, the white building. You see the gap in the roof where the solar panels were? Normally there's a big inflatable monkey sitting on top of there. Advertises the shop. No, the shop doesn't sell monkeys. I'm not sure, I think it sells clothes. But since we've had Corona times, they've taken the monkey down. Maybe the monkey's got Corona. But when he described directions to anybody down this area, you go, right, you're going past the monkey. And then, huh? What monkey? So you'll see the monkey when you're going down the road. Little river on the sides called the Vera, and it runs into the Rhine, I think. Oh, it's running this way, so I must run into the Rhine. You see the buildings across there, just over the other side of there is the Rhine. And that go, obviously this side is Germany and the other side is Switzerland. And the Rhine runs that way up to Basel, still being the border with Germany and Switzerland, gets through Basel at the other side, then the border changes from France to Germany, and then it runs all the way up Alsace, being the border up to Strasbourg. Strasbourg being on the French side, and well, Karlsruhe, Baden-Baden, Freiburg on the German side, and the Rhine being the border. At least this video shouldn't be spoiled by the sun, since it's right above my head rather than in the eyes or in the camera lens. So now we're coming into Bad Sacken. Instead of going through the main thoroughfare, we'll go through the town centre. For the hills across there is Switzerland. In fact, the hill in front of you also. If you notice on the signpost when we're coming to towns, quite often there isn't a speed restriction sign. A lot of the German towns don't have them, but as soon as you see the town sign, that is where the restriction of the speed starts, and it's normally 30 miles an hour, unless otherwise stated. So there's the water just down there. Be careful along here. Sometimes please stick a camera in these bushes. Hey, there's the Rhine there, lads and lasses. So the border will come through on the way back. Is to my right up there. Start mid, start middle. Town centre. And you see the cars with the little number plates on the front? They are the Swiss. Standard size plate on the back, but they have a tiny one on the front for some reason. Nail salons, God, there's millions of them. There's the train tracks coming through into the station. And this is the station that I started the journey on to go and collect my bike. So there's the station across there. And the river is just down there. Hold on. No, behind. There's the river there. And I'm guessing during the war, this must have been a really tightly guarded area, I'm guessing, since you've got Switzerland there. People trying to get across there into Switzerland for safety. When I first moved here, the caretakers of the house, husband and wife, a couple of old fogies like, but she said when she was a young'un, at the end of the war, she said the Americans had come here and she loved it because they all loved her ginger hair. Giving her bars of chocolate and stuff like that. And her husband, he told us he was in the Hitler Youth, which I guess all youngs at that time would have been. I'd love to have a decent crack with him, but unfortunately my German then wasn't up to saying then, even now it's not up to par. But we'll muddle through, eh? But it's nice down this area. Reminds me of Northumberland. Stay there, mate, stay there. You've seen us. So the water's just across there, them trees. Going to follow it all the way up to Walshoot. So all the towns that we're going to go through along the side of the water here have been bypassed, which was on the high road on one of my last videos coming back from work. But unfortunately the only town that they didn't bypass is the one we've just been through, and it's a right bottleneck. I don't know if they're planning to do it in the future or not, but they should do. Because this road here and through Bad Sacken is really busy on weekdays, the wagons and that, you know. There's the bypass going around to the left, but we're not going to go on that way, we're going straight on. So I don't know about the rest of Germany, but all the towns along here, around my area, have their own outdoor public swimming pool. And this town we're coming into, Merg. Any Germans listening, please excuse the accent and the pronunciations, eh? But this town here, their swimming pool uses water from the river. So any strangers coming into town thinking, God, it'll be crystal clear water in this swimming pool, they're in for a shock, because it looks pretty manky. But the kids like it. I say, I'm not one for the pools, I'm more of a watcher. Not in a weird kind of sense, eh? I like the kids to go in the water and just to keep an eye on them, you know. I swim like a brick. See, there's no speed limit sign, but you know, that's the town sign, so you've got to clamp on the anchors and get down to about 30-ish. 50 kilometers per hour, which is knocking around the 30 mark. I see, we came around this way last night, and this is where the bloody camera battery died. So I already know there's a diversion up here. Electric car, actually plugged in. So we're going to deviate from the water a little bit as we take this little diversion. God, why we have pink bumpers? Have you seen this, darling? Oh, you have. I have to say, I watch a lot of the bike videos on YouTube. I'm very wary of cars coming to junctions. The bypass I was telling you about there, it's up there. That's the road up there. Just where it said Merg Ost. Ost is east. I like the houses around here because everyone is different and different colours, you know. Obviously you do get the apartment blocks and that look, but even so, one apartment block is normally different from the next one and the next one, you know, so it's canny that everything's not all the same. So now we're going to head down to Laufenburg, Deutschland, because there is two. Laufenburg, Deutschland and Laufenburg, Switzerland. They're connected by a bridge and they both share a bank on the Rhine, one side or the other. This is just coming into Laufenburg now, I think. We missed a bit of it because of the diversion, like. And you see the sign when you come into the town, it says Kreis. That's the district, which is Waldschutingen. On my number plate, remember? WT. So the town is Laufenburg, Landkreis Waldschutingen. So this is Laufenburg, Germany, and across there you saw a glimpse of a flag. That is Laufenburg, Switzerland. And the Rhine's just down there. Bloody hell, another nail shop. So last night I didn't have my passport with us and there was customs on the border crossing, but they just waved me and my daughter through. But I brought my passport this time just in case. Train tracks running along the side of the road which go from Basel Bad station, which is the German station in Basel. Basel being in Switzerland, but they do have a German station. Gets complicated, eh? So that's the train, and it runs right the way along here to Waldshut. Then you can go to Singen or down the other side of Bodensee, Lake Constance, to Friedrichshafen. But I think Singen is the place you like change the trains. And because they want you to use the bypass, the left turn here takes you onto the bypass, so the lights is long lights and you get a good chance to turn left. And because they don't want you to go straight on through the villages, it takes an eternity for these lights to change to green. Oh, and it changes as I mention it. But believe me, it normally takes a long time. And they're quick lights. Building work. So the village on the hillside across there, that's Switzerland. So the Rhine goes along here up to Schaffhausen and down Schaffhausen in Switzerland. There's a big Rhine falls there, waterfall on the Rhine, and then it goes down. I think it flows from Bodensee, Lake Constance. See, I've been here across here a while, so I call it Bodensee like the locals. It's a proper name. So we're going to get really close to the water here. It's just the other side of this fence. You see the sunshine glistening off it. And remember I told you about the knocking shops on the video of the coming home? Here's another one here. It's now a Spielhall, play centre. And there's the other one at the other side of the street across there. You'll see the sign. The last with the cleavage up there. You see the red sign up there? That's another one. Was a knocking shop. All changed now. Water looks so calm, eh? And here on the left used to be a big place that did, what do you call it, pulp for making paper. It's been flattened like. And these are big piles of trees across on this side, spraying them with water to keep them damp. It's all closed down now. There's the water again. Should know this, but I think that's a power station. You can see the, is it steam? I don't know what it is, but that must be steam because it disappears, eh? Let's see what I like. Acceleration. There we go. There we go. At least we beat the smart car off the line, eh? Can you see in the mirror? He's just winding up now. So this town on the hillside in front of us is Waldshut, which is the main town in my district, Waldshut-Tingen. There's the Rhine just to my right. See how close it is to the road. And this building on the left here, jotting out, is where you're going for passports and all that kind of stuff. This is where I get my residence pass from at the minute. Or residence permit. And the building here on the right is Waldshut Hospital. It's where my youngest daughter was born. Must be adding bits to it because it was pretty old and manky when she was born, but that was 9 years ago. So they're adding bits to it. Town, but I cannot because it's pedestrianised in the middle. And it's a nice place to visit. It's a lovely town centre. Got another bloody nail shop. Has he seen us? Has he seen us? Ah, you just go in front, mate. On you go. Oh, bloody green man! Jesus, you pull out in front of us and you stop at the bloody green light. By lad. I have noticed across here, obviously it's a generalisation in my opinion, but the Germans and the Swiss drive, especially the Swiss, they don't give you 2 seconds. If there's a gap in the traffic, it's theirs. They all like to be 1 inch in front of you. So you get a lot of cars up your jacksy here, like. Because if you don't sit close to the car in front of you, you end up going backwards. And especially when you're on the motorways here in Germany, you've got to watch yourself as well. You've got to have eyes up your back end. Because if you're not careful, you've got somebody horsing down the outside lane at 150 miles an hour. Then you get a pile of lights flashing at you and the horn blaring if you whip out in front of them without looking. So here's the border crossing. First of all, we'll go through the German part. This is where the truck reversed over us. So here's the German part of the border. Zollwaldschutt, Customs Waldschut. Crossing the Rhine into Koblenz, into Switzerland. Green light, that's champion. Watch these bloody cyclists. There's the Rhine there, and now it's on my... Well, it's still on my right hand side because we're going the opposite way. What am I talking about? Talking a load of shite here. So now obviously we've got different speed limits on this side of the water. So watch yourself. And obviously on this side, the speeding fines are a lot more heftier than on the other side of the water. Maybe some of you are thinking, well, why bother if you get a speeding fine in Switzerland? Just chuck it in the bin. Well, I thought that originally, but I did check up on it, and Swiss told us you could do that if you wanted. But then if you come back into Switzerland and they catch you, obviously your fine will be massive, because it would have gone through the court system and everything, and it's just waiting for you to be caught. And obviously, since I work in Switzerland, I've got to be careful. And also across here, different cantons or counties have different regulations with the bordering countries, or any country. But since it's money orientated, I think now they'll be clobbering you no matter which country you come from. So, you do the crime, you pay the fine. But the Swiss side of the Rhine, this road is normally quieter than the German one. So if you want to come up this way quicker, it's normally easier to cross the Rhine and Bad Sacken, come up this side and cross it again in Waldschut and be carrying on up to Stuttgart. So then we're closer to the power station. I know it's lovely in the sunshine, but by that wind's got a chill to it. The Altoona Owls have receded one notch, I think. Then the Swiss side of the Rhine, the road comes inland a little bit. The water's across where those trees are. Our bike's out for a tour. Thank you, mate. Thank you. Some wave, some don't, but most do. Get past you. And the fuel prices in Switzerland, they're a little bit more expensive for petrol, but not much. No, it has been knocking around the same price. But the diesel, good God, it's about 20 euro cents a litre more on the Swiss side. Sometimes it's even more. That's why, especially at Bad Sacken, a lot of Swiss come across, do the shopping in Germany and fill the car up with fuel. But at the moment, they're not supposed to come shopping in Germany with Corona. Corona rules. Normally, I think when they do the shopping, they all park at the border post and they can claim their taxes back. You know, the VAT. Because the Swiss VAT is a lot less than the German VAT. But now they can't do that. Oh, they're not supposed to do that. Because they're not supposed to come shopping during Corona times. I think they get a hefty fine if they get caught. It's over 1,000 francs. You notice on this road, cycle track down the side of it. So viewers, I hope my last two videos were not too long for you. I wasn't sure what to chop them up a bit like, but I like watching, for example, even when Itchy Boots and Kinga's on, I like watching them riding, you know. So I thought I'll just leave it. If you want to fast forward through it, fast forward through it. If you don't, you don't. Knock yourselves out. And as some of you are commenting, Joe and Dave, you say you like the vids, so that's champion. Across this area, it's brilliant for riding. There's quite a few of the bike shops, also hire bikes, hire Triumphs, Suzuki's, Aprilia, virtually anything I would think. Jumping EasyJet into Basel. So now we're coming into Laufenburg, Switzerland. They built this new bridge here on our right to stop the traffic using the old bridge in Laufenburg. So now the Swiss can do the shopping here a lot easier. To the other side of the bridge, there's an Aldi, there's a Lidl, and also one of the main supermarkets. Local market ones. But I know this town, Laufenburg, it's really old. I don't know the exact dates, but if you see on the Swiss number plate, the first two letters is the letter of the canton that they're from. Canton is the county. The AG is Aargau. I hope I've got that right. I think it's Aargau. And they always have a Swiss badge on, Swiss flag, and also the coat of arms from the canton, which is on the right hand side of that plate in front. For example, you've got BS, which is Basel Stad. You've got BL, which is Basel Land. You know, or GE, Geneva, and so on. Put the new surface on the road, and I have to say the road surfaces, bugger, that was my nuts. Around this area where I live, the road surfaces are champion for biking. But if you do come across and rent a bike, take it canny, yeah? Remember, you're riding on the wrong side of the road, and watch out for speed limits and bends, because there is a lot of biker accidents in this area, because obviously it is a mecca for bikers, you know. Some big lock there on the river. Maybe it has something to do with what do you call it, hydroelectric as well. I think they use there's some hydroelectric bits on the river. Obviously using the current or the water to turn the turbines. So now we're heading towards Stein. Stein is on the other side of the river from Bad Sacken. So if you remember at the start of the old vid, when I told you that'll be the border crossing we'll come back in, well, that's where we're going to end up. We're going across the border back into Germany. We'll take a slightly different route back home. So the vids didn't get our boring. So remember, lads and lasses, subscribe, leave a comment and give us a thumbs up, eh? There you go, mate. You need signals and all. It takes a lot getting used to that across here, that they don't signal until they get to the piece of the roundabout that they want to turn off, and that's when the signal goes on. It drives you potty, man. Because you're sitting waiting at the roundabout. Is he going? Is he gone? Is he turning off? You haven't got a clue, you know. Oh, somebody's forgotten his push bike. Oh no, he's a jogger. Look like a bag of bones. You notice these houses on the right here, they're all the same except for one's got a purple piece on, one's got a yellow, one's got a blue, one's got a red. Oh, there's a green one behind. I suppose it's handy if you're telling folk where you live. I live in the one with the blue. Nice looking places here, eh? For nice prices to go on with it. Because we're on the Swiss side of the border, so everything is exaggerated in price. Even charge for fresh air here. That's 5 francs. You bugger, you know. You have to be them 2 inches in front of us, eh? Couldn't wait. There's not a bloody thing behind us. He wouldn't have got any hair left. Talking of hair, you know, when you think things that come around, go around kind of style, you know? When I started work, when I left school at 15, I worked in a sawmill, and a bloke in a sawmill, he just had a bald head with a little bit of hair around the back end. And he used to say, oh, I'm going for a haircut, and we used to rattle the piss out of him like nothing else. I've ended up with the same bloody hairstyle. Of course, with this style, mind you, what hair I've got is dry in seconds when you come with the shower. Having 3 females in the house, there's mere potions in the bathroom for hair products. I just slap anything on, wash it off, done. So how much is diesel here in euros? Let's have a look. 162. It's about 30 cents difference between this side of the water and the other side. 30 cents on a litre. It's a bloody lot of money. So here we go. Here's the Rhine Bridge. If you look down there, you see the old wooden bridge between Bad Sacken and Stein. And the line in the middle of the bridge when you're walking across between Switzerland and Germany. Now we're back in the Bundesrepublik. You see the car in front, he's not from this area, HB. I'm not sure why that is in Germany. Because this one down here obviously is the WT for Waldschutingen, or the next one along, which is LO, or the O with the 2 dots on the top. Doesn't know where he's gone. He's not gone to Toon Centre. Make your mind up, mate. That's why it's not a bad idea, so you kind of know, oh, he's a stranger. You can lay back a little bit, you know. You might be not know where he's gone a bit, you know. Got to watch along here as well. Sometimes the German police have a speed camera stuck in the bushes. Yeah, she is. There's the water again. Oh no, we'll not take the main road. We'll turn off down here and go through Walbach. Something different for you. So you need big fences here, keeping folk off the train tracks, because it's common sense. They haven't gone on the train tracks. It just runs along the field, you know. Cup of tea when I got in, I warmed up a bit. So I've been looking at the bar end mirrors. I didn't fancy the round ones that kind of go with this bike. If you remember one of my first videos with the test ride, I think it had speed triple mirrors on. I fancy them. But obviously, you know, the Triumph ones are 200 plus euros. So I'll have a run to my local Lewis one of these days and have a look in there. Come on, mate, on you come. On you come. Too busy yapping, I forgot he's got right away. And he give us plenty of room anyway. Like the colours of the buildings there, champion, eh? Everything is different. And the houses to your left, not these ones, but the next street along, back onto the water. There's the train heading towards Basel. Take this tiny little back road instead of going along the main road. In the old days when the small train tracks used to run, here's the track going from my town to Bad Sacken. Obviously it's closed now, like, but the bridges are still there. Is there a cyclist going from there in front? I thought there was. She'll now the Triumph behind her. You see I slowed down for all these roads coming from the right. Even though what looks like I'm on the Rhine Road, any of these roads coming down from the right have right of way. Oh, it's bloody crazy. You've got to watch yourself. You've got to know which road you're on, whether you're on a main road or one of these, I don't know what the roads is called, like a town road. Queuing at the baker's there, but the only thing that's open. It's weird this corona time though, everywhere you're queuing outside, you're distancing and you've got your mask on. Yeah, you got to be safe though. Used to buses are running on Sunday service, and of course here, public transport, you have to wear a mask. The driver will not let you on without a mask. None of this bollocks, oh I'm not wearing a mask, I'll do what I bloody want. No, you must take the rest of us. That's one good thing about here. Most folk are law abiding and follow the rules, especially now during corona time. Whether they're right or wrong, do what's asked of you, look after yourselves and look after your neighbours.